guys, it's Grace with Grace Gets Gastric, and I'm here today for my 3-year post-op VSG update. It's also been 1 year since my first round of plastic surgery and 3 months since my second round. So it has been a while since my last update, and let's see if I can remember how the spiel goes. So, hello, my name is Grace. I'm 5'8", 30 years old, and on January 2nd, 2018, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy or VSG weight loss surgery. My highest weight ever recorded was 354 pounds in May of 2017, and I was required by my insurance to do a 6-month medically supervised weight loss diet. And over the course of that 6 months, I lost 35 pounds. So my starting weight day of surgery was 319 pounds. Over the course of about a year and a half, I lost over 120 pounds and maintained in the low 190s for 6 months before my first round of plastic surgery in Tijuana, Mexico with Dr. Alejandro Galvez on January 29th, 2020. I had a full abdominal lift, a bra line back lift, and a breast lift slash reduction. About 9 months later, on October 26th, 2020, I had my second round of plastic surgery where I had an extended arm lift, an extended thigh lift, and a Brazilian butt lift, a miniature one. And that leads me to today. So today I'm filming this on January 31st. Like I said, it has been a little over 3 years since my vertical sleeve gastrectomy, almost exactly 1 year since my first round of plastics, and a little over 3 months since my second round of plastics. Oh, sorry, I've got my hair in my eye. So I figure I can kind of update y'all on things, particularly my most recent round of plastic surgery, where I had the extended arm lift and the extended thigh lift and the Brazilian butt lift, little mini one. I think that might be my favorite thing that I had done, I'm not gonna lie. And that was like totally unexpected and last minute, but I've never had an ass, and it's not massive or anything, but I'm happy with it. So let's see, I've taken some like slapdash notes. We'll see what I can remember. I started sleeping on in my bed at about 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I'd say by around 8 weeks, I was able to sleep on my side or on my stomach, mostly on my side. I really wasn't super comfortable on my stomach. But I needed to have a pillow in between my legs just because my incisions pressing together was a little uncomfortable. I'd say by about 12 weeks, so pretty recently, I now can sleep on my side without the pillow. I've gone back to the gym, so I was cleared to work out at 12 weeks. I mean, I was cleared to do like light walking and stuff at 8 weeks, which I was doing, but to do strength training again at 12 weeks, and my gym just recently reopened, so I can do 3 45-minute sessions every week, which is great. Not quite as long as I would like for a full workout, but it's something, especially because this has been my first week back at the gym, and it's kicked my ass a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely not lifting weights at the same level that I was beforehand. And it's interesting because I feel like when I started going back to the gym after my first round, which was about 6 months after my first round because of all of the gym closures, so I think I started going back in August, and my strength had like not diminished at all. I had been doing some at-home workouts in the interim, but you know, that intensity is not quite the same. So I don't know if it's just because I've gone from not working out at all to trying to work out at the gym again, whereas before I had kind of a gradation of like working out at home and doing gentle workouts. And I'm also pretty sure that it is just to do with what I had done. So last time I had my core done, which is, you know, important in all exercises, but this time I had my arms and my legs, and like those are the two things that you really specifically focus on, at least for when I work out. You know, you use your core in every exercise if you're doing your form correctly, but when you're specifically working out your arms and legs, it's a little bit different. So definitely not at full strength yet, but I've only worked out like 3 times, and I've been really sore. Just my body has not been used to moving that way, but I'm happy to be working out again. So that's been great. Sorry, coffee. I did a little bit of running, and running is really weird. I can really feel my butt, like the fat. I don't know. It just kind of moves weird. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but like when I'm running and I've got like that impact, I can kind of feel it jolting. It's almost like my body is aware that there is some fat here that is unnatural. And it doesn't hurt. It's just kind of like a slightly weird sensation. And I've only run like once. So we'll see if that continues on or if that's just me getting used to it. So scars. I can show you my arm. So this is my good arm. So this is my armpit, and this is the scar. So I've always said that I scar pretty dark. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised at how light my stomach scars have become. If you've seen my most recent skin flick, you've seen those scars, you've seen my back scar is a lot thicker and darker, and that's kind of what I was expecting, and I kind of think that might be what happens with my arms and my legs. Their scarring has been more intense, I think. So this is the good one, and you can see here, that's the other thing I wanted to show. Right here is where my hair grows back. So there's like this tiny little strip of hair that does still exist. So, you know, and so this one you can see is a little bit worse, and it looks kind of worse because I've just took off my silicone tape, and the tape kind of like puckers your skin. And so until, you know, it's like an imprint into your skin, just like if you sleep on a pillow wrong. But this is where I had like a slight opening. And then it goes all the way down, and it's pretty light here because there's no movement on your torso really. Leg scars. I still have 2 openings on my legs. Legs have been rough. I don't know if I would do them again, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's made like a huge difference because my legs were not too bad before. It was sort of like I got them done because I'm already going to be down there for my arms, which I did really want to get done. So yeah, I mean, like he did a good job on them, but I'm just not sure they were worth it for me, particularly because they have been difficult. And you know, you hear that it's nothing to do with my surgeon in terms of the stupid openings, but it's just they've required a lot more maintenance than any of my other surgeries. And I think I was a little bit, I don't know if cocky is the word, but I wasn't quite prepared for how rough they're gonna be. The scars are like pretty dark and like thicker than I would like them to be for how visible they are. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would do them again. I'm not like, I don't outright regret them, but I just don't know that they were worth it for me personally. Which, as I have you been watching, you know that I was kind of on the fence about them to begin with, which is probably not helping my mindset because they were something that I really passionately wanted. Then I'm sure that this stuff wouldn't bother me, right? If this was kind of what happened with my stomach, I'm pretty sure I would just be like, whatever, it is what it is. We needed it to get done. But because it's happening on my legs, which I was, out of everything I've had done, it was the thing I wanted the least. And then it's like the one that's the biggest trouble, and you know, it is what it is. I'm just really ready for the openings to all fucking close. My God. Let's see, where else are we at? Oh yeah, so you can kind of, it's cute. So you can kind of see so this is where the 2 openings are, and the scar comes up. So, you know, like this is where the panty line is. You can see how light my vertical incision is. So it comes up right here. If I'm sitting, I mean, you can kind of see it if you're really looking, but it's pretty hidden. And then when my legs are together, it's hidden pretty well. Same thing with my arms. When I'm here, you can't really see. So I'm happy with the placement of the scars, certainly. And I'm happy with like how things are healing in terms of my first round, for sure. And you know, this one's healing. It's just, I know this looks so bad. I mean, I think it looks a little bit worse on camera, but this is, you know, you have to know how you scar. I always knew that was a possibility. I've seen people whose scars look amazing and they're like more, and they had surgery after me, but you know, we all scar differently. So that is that. The other thing, I had my 3-year post-op appointment, and that was just, frankly, it was a nightmare. It was a virtual appointment, and I almost didn't want to go because I was like, I'm not going to get weighed. I'm not going to have like that cool little thing. I was like, I don't need to meet with a nutritionist. I have no desire to like, she's not going to be able to tell me anything I don't know. And the only reason I wanted to meet with like the physician was to go over my labs. So my labs were a whole saga. Basically, my primary care physician and my bariatric surgeon are in two different networks, both covered by insurance, but just two different like systems that used to be integrated, and then in the past year they each switched to different systems, so they no longer integrated, which I didn't realize. And so I went to get my labs done at the lab for my primary care, and then no one knows where my labs are. So the whole reason I went to have this appointment was so that we could talk about my labs, and we weren't able to do that, which is really, really frustrating, especially because I'm sure I'll be charged. I mean, I will for sure be charged because it was literally a 10-minute Zoom call, and I wonder how much I'm gonna have to pay for that. So I'm pretty upset about it. I'm not annoyed, you know? I'm fairly certain that my labs are fine. The labs I had done before my last round of surgery looked good, but this is a more complete panel, and it's just good to keep an eye on it. Like, that's literally the only thing I'm interested in going forward, these yearly meetings. I don't need anything else. I just want to get my labs done. And it was definitely interesting having this appointment, particularly with my new mindset shift. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have been kind of wanting to, and the reason why I'm not here anymore, or you know, as around as much, is because I don't want this to be my focus for the rest of my life. I would like to think about things other than weight loss and how I physically look. It is not an enjoyable headspace to be constantly thinking about food and calories and my physical appearance, and it's not fun. So I find being in this community pretty triggering for a lot of that stuff nowadays. And it's also just kind of makes me sad because and it has made me sad since the beginning, just seeing the way that people talk about themselves. And you know, like how miserable and disgusted they are. Like, that's always made me really sad. And it just does even more so now. Anyways, I am wanting to move, you know, I've been working on eating more intuitively. I've been working on finding peace outside of, you know, my weight loss success. And also just trying to reconcile knowing that, like, you know, like, I am in a perfect world, I guess. You know, not a perfect world. I have an instinctual feeling like I'm heavier than I want to be, right? I know that is a lot of internalized fat phobia, and because right now what am I? I would say I am about 10 to 15 pounds higher than my maintenance range used to be. Higher than the lowest point of my maintenance range. So it's not the end of the world. It's not like crazy high. I can still fit into everything I would wear before. I can still do everything I could do before. Like, there's no impact other than, like, my stomach doesn't look as flat when I look in the mirror. And I don't want to be in a position where, like, that can destroy my mental well-being and happiness. And that's part of why I don't like being in this space anymore, because there's so many wonderful, amazing, supportive people. And then there are some assholes. And you get that everywhere, right? But, like, when I'm putting myself out there, I don't want to hear people being judgmental about weight or weight perceived regain, and you know, a perception of failure. That's kind of, there's this narrative of, like, regain as failure, which I understand, obviously, where it is coming from, but I also do think that I don't like seeing, I don't like looking at it through that lens. Anyways, to get back to my point, it was interesting to have a meeting with someone whose life's work is bariatric surgery. I have a lot of conflicting thoughts about it because I can't regret getting it. I still think that being able to lose that amount of weight has changed my life for the better. You know, even talking with my sister, who is fat, and you know, now she's obviously bigger than I was, but she was always smaller than me. And she's smaller than I, you know, was before I had the surgery. And, you know, I've talked on here about how I was kind of worried about how it was going to affect our relationship. and our dynamic. And there was definitely some growing pains while I was changing, because she just struggles with change, I think, a lot of it. Now that I've been pretty much myself for the past, year and a half, 2 years, she was even saying that, like, she was really worried about us, like, losing that bond of being fat and experiencing the world through that lens, but that she has seen the change in me from, like, losing that weight, and like, feels that we were closer than we ever were before, because it has changed something within me, which I'm happy about. I'm happy that I was able to go through that. I'm happy that I was able to lose the weight. Living at that size was difficult. But I also do really struggle with, like, just kind of the narrative of health as a moral obligation, and just the way that we see fat people and interact with them. And anyways, I keep going on these tangents, but my bariatric provider, we were talking about how things are going. I was like, I spent I was like, yeah, I'm probably about, like, 10 pounds up from for how much I weighed when I saw them last, because I was up a little bit from my maintenance range when I was at my 2-year appointment, and then I lost a little bit of weight before my plastics. So I'm about 10 pounds heavier than I was a year ago, which is, like, a year ago, in the past year, I have had 6 months of mandatory sitting on my ass because I've been recovering from surgery. So of the past 12 months, 6 of them, I was essentially medically required to not exercise or move, which is going to have an impact on, when you're not exercising, you're supposed to, like, modulate down how much you're eating, which is really difficult to do when you are just sitting in your house surrounded by food and when you're used to eating a certain amount. And also, there was a pandemic, and I think that a little bit of weight gain is okay. Like, I'm not going to beat myself up for occasionally eating my feelings. Not even just that, but, like, cooking and baking has been a really big source of stress relief for me. It has been something that has brought me joy and peace in this time, and I am not going to demonize that when I need some joy and peace so badly. So, yeah, put on some weight in the past year, 10 pounds from where I was a year ago. 10 to 15, because by this time last year, anyways. Yeah, I'm okay with all of that, but and she was fine. Like, I was very clear that, like, this is not something that I find concerning. And she's like, oh, like, that's fine. Like, great. You're working out. You seem to know what you're doing. She's like, if you're ever, like, concerned about your weight, just make sure, we recommend that you stay at or below 1,100 calories. And it just was so, I know this, but, like, it's baffling to me that that is the advice. That they're telling grown-ass people, human adults, that they should be eating 1,100 calories for the rest of their life a day. That's not even 1,200. It's horrifying to me. And the only reason that you should be able to do that is, one, if you're very, very small, like the 5-foot small-boned people who unfortunately have a far lower. I am 5'8". I have a broad frame. Look at my fucking Hulk shoulders. And I work out and strength train, and I was like, yeah, I'm eating significantly more than that. That is not enough to sustain me. I'm not eating significantly more, but it's significant when a percentage of 1,100 calories. If you're eating, I'm probably eating what? I don't know what I'm eating. I'm not tracking calories anymore, but I would say in the 1,500 to 2,000 calorie range. And that is a normal ass amount to be eating. And the only reason, again, if you're not really tiny, is because we've fucked up our metabolisms, and we start gaining weight if we eat what would sustain a normal person. It's just, yeah, I struggle with that. I struggle, like, with that mentality that you should just be able to, like, survive on 1,100 calories, and not only just, like, nutritionally, but also food is more than just fuel. It is for me. It is for most people. You know, it is culture and community and togetherness and, you know, celebration. And 1,100 calories is not going to feed my body, let alone my soul. And there's not a nourishment. I want satisfaction. And, you know, I don't know. It's just, I struggle. I struggle. And that's where we're at. So this video has been kind of rambly. It's been 3 years and I'm still working through my shit and how I feel because, like I said, I can't regret losing the weight. I can't regret having the surgery, but I also don't want to be defined by it. I don't want it to take over my life, and I don't want to be so emotionally fragile that my body changing destroys me. Because the reality is I'm 30 years old. God willing, I have a lot of years left on this earth, and my body will change. It will probably get bigger because most bodies do get bigger as you age. And, you know, I don't want to be in a position where I'm over 300 pounds again. That was not allowing me to live my personal best life. It didn't enable me to do the kinds of things that I want to do in the world. And I do think that there is something to be said for fat phobia is real. And though it doesn't make it okay, I think it is okay if for your own sanity and mental health, like you do what you have to do to lose weight so that you can escape some of that. Because there are certainly things that I could have done at my bigger size had the world allowed me to. You know, if flights were meant, you know, seats were made for me, then flying wouldn't have been such a miserable experience. If people made clothes for me and made them readily available at stores, then I could have shopped more easily. So yeah. Sorry again for the rambles, but I did want to make a check-in video and just say hi. And, you know, I'm doing okay. I feel like saying I'm doing good is not quite accurate because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. January has been a whole fucking year already. But I'm doing as well as I can be in the circumstances. I am doing what I can to find joy and to fill my cup and drink coffee. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that 2021 is a better year for all of us. And I will try to make a video again someday and just kind of check in. But like I said, this is no longer my focus. I find that being in this space can put me in the headspace that I don't want to be in. And I'm not totally sure that I have a lot to speak about because, like I said, this isn't my focus. This isn't what I'm thinking about as much anymore. And so I don't know that the content I have in my life is really relevant to this community right now. But thank you all for being with me for the past 3 years. It's meant a lot. And I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.